the majority of voting stations in KwaZulu-Natal have opened without any glitches, but a cloud of fear still remains in some parts of the province after disruptions in areas such as eThekwini, uMdoni, Camperdown and Newcastle during the special voting weekend. Our reporter Nkosikhona Duma has been monitoring voting proceedings in the province. He joins us now live from Eshowe, that's in northern KwaZulu-Natal. And of course, Nkosikhona, that province is one of the provinces that's been flagged by Police Minister Bheki Cele as a hotspot insofar as political violence is concerned there. You know, what can you tell us this morning as people go to the polls? How do they feel given that context?
Well, good morning to you, Michelle. You're absolutely correct. Police Minister Bheki Cele has actually also increased the number of voting stations in KwaZulu-Natal that have been categorized as high risk. You'll recall that at the weekend, the Independent Electoral Commission here in KwaZulu-Natal said that of the 4,000 or so voting stations in the province, 109 of them were categorized as high risk. Majority of them in eThekwini. That is, of course, where many ANC members have actually raised issues or complaints about the party's candidate selection processes, alleging misconduct. Police Minister Bheki Cele now increasing the number of voting stations that have been categorized as high risk. And that, of course, Michelle, takes place against the backdrop of a number of concerning incidents in the province. Yesterday, Newzroom Afrika was in the area of Camperdown, or Umkambatini, as some may know it. And this is a community where traditional leadership has decided that people should not vote in that particular community. In fact, when IEC staff members went to voting stations, about 7 voting stations in the province, they found that padlocks had been put overnight and a threatening note had been left for IEC staff intending to do their work. Of course, this has now resulted in increased police visibility in the area. But I'm joining you from a relatively peaceful area. This is, of course, Eshowe in northern KwaZulu-Natal, not very far as well from the home of the former President Jacob Zuma. And I just want to talk to officials here to discuss how the processes are going. In fact, I'm now just making my way to the presiding officer here, Ms. Nelisiwe Mpungose, who I can see is still hard at work. Ms. Mpungose, if you can steal some of your time, talk to us about today's proceedings. How has it been going?
It's going good. It's going good so far. Yes.
I see that you are off to a slow start in this particular community. Are you at all concerned about safety issues as some are in the province?
Excuse me?
Are you at all concerned about security issues as some other voting stations are in the province?
No.
And have the South African Police Service, I see that they're stationed outside here, have they been helpful?
Yes, they've been helpful so much, yes.
Okay, well, Michelle, that was the presiding officer here in the Eshowe High School voting station. She's saying that, of course, proceedings here have been going smoothly, and that is, of course, not like in other parts of the province. We're only hopeful that the voting proceedings will be going, smoothly, especially in those hotly contested areas. A bit of background about Eshowe. Of course, it falls under the Umlalazi local municipality, and that is hotly contested. In fact, the IFP at some point governed this particular municipality, and the ANC later took over power. But my colleagues is showing you images of some of the voters making their way here. I will tell you that it is hotly contested because the IFP has been making, inroads once again in this particular municipality, and it will be interesting how it all turns out here in northern KwaZulu-Natal.
Yeah, absolutely. Nkosikhona Duma, thanks very much indeed for that update.